So, you're thinking about building a private cloud for your AI initiatives. Let's be really clear from the get-go. This is a huge strategic commitment. We're not just talking about buying some new servers here. This is a fundamental shift in how your organization operates, and in this explainer, we are going to break down what that really means. Okay, before we dive in, a quick but really important heads up. What you're watching is the very first module in a 15-part tutorial. It's all based on a super comprehensive report by Virtualization Options LLC. Now, this is all just general guidance, all right? It is absolutely not legal or financial advice, so please, please, please talk to your own financial, technical, and legal pros before you make any moves. And just keep in mind, these modules, they only scratch the surface of what's in the full report. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into it. So, what's our game plan for this overview? First, we're going to unpack why this is such a massive strategic decision. Then, we'll get into the weeds on the unique challenge AI throws at you. After that, we'll break down the critical difference between training and inference workloads. And finally, we're going to tackle the biggest question of all. Is your organization actually ready for this journey?
All right, first things first, you absolutely cannot look at this as a simple cost comparison against the public cloud. That's a trap. The decision to build your own private AI cloud means you have to look at the whole picture. You've got to evaluate it through a bunch of different lenses. Your technical firepower, your day-to-day operations, all the regulatory hoops you have to jump through, and of course, your big long-term strategic goals.
Now, don't get me wrong, the upside is seriously compelling. We're talking about total control over your data. I mean, think about it. If you're in healthcare, finance, data sovereignty isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a must-have. You also get to customize everything, get predictable performance, and beef up your security and compliance. But, and it is a big but, this all comes with a hefty price tag. We're talking a massive upfront investment and the need for some very, very specialized talent. And that need for specialized talent leads us right into our next point. See, AI workloads are a whole different animal. They create infrastructure challenges that are just fundamentally different from the kind of traditional enterprise apps your data center was probably built for. So, what's the deal? Why is AI so incredibly demanding on the hardware it runs on? To really grasp the commitment you're making, we have to unpack the heart of this challenge. This is where the rubber really meets the road. We are not talking about a few little upgrades. We're talking about an insane amount of parallel computing, interconnects that are faster than you can imagine, and storage systems that have to shovel data in at just unbelievable rates. And then there's the raw physics of it all. Megawatts of power being consumed and the incredible amount of heat that generates. This can push a traditional data center right to its breaking point, and then way past it. Let me try and put this in perspective for you, because this is wild. Your typical server rack in a data center might pull, say, 5 to 10 kilowatts of power. A single AI rack, we're talking 40 to 80 kilowatts. That's enough juice to power 30 to 60 houses, all crammed into a single metal cabinet. The scale is just mind-boggling. Okay, now this is super important. You have to understand that not all AI workloads are created equal. You've got training on one side and inference on the other. And knowing the difference is critical, because these two things will drive completely different decisions about how you build your entire infrastructure. This chart really nails the difference. On the left, you've got training. Think of this as the heavy lifting. It's like a student cramming in the library for months, just absorbing massive amounts of information. It's intense, it's slow, it takes a ton of power. On the right, you have inference. This is the final exam. This is the real-time, give me an answer right now part. It has to be fast, accurate, and always available. One is about preparation, the other is all about performance. And knowing about those different workloads brings us to the most important part of this whole conversation, figuring out if your own organization is ready. And this is where you have to be brutally honest with yourself. It is so easy to underestimate just how complex this stuff gets on the operational side. You know, the source material for this explainer puts it perfectly. I want to read this quote because it just sets the tone. It says, "This evaluation should be brutally honest about gaps and realistic about the timeline and investment required to address them. Bottom line, this is no time for wishful thinking." So this whole readiness assessment really breaks down into two big buckets. You've got your technical readiness, that's all the hardware and systems, and then you have your organizational readiness, and that's all about your people and your processes. So let's talk tech first. It's not just about having some empty space in your data center. The real question is, can your power and cooling infrastructure even handle those 80 kilowatt racks we talked about? Can your network and storage keep up without creating a massive bottleneck? How good are your automation and monitoring tools right now? These are the tough foundational questions you've got to ask about the gear you already have. But as you know, technology is only half the fight. You have to look at your organization. Do you have people on staff with deep expertise in high-performance computing and GPUs? Are you already comfortable with containers and tools like Kubernetes? Do you have solid MLOps practices in place for managing your models? And here's the big one. Do you have the budget authority and, more importantly, the long-term commitment from your executives? Because without that, the best tech in the world is doomed to fail. So, look, if you take only one thing away from our time together, let it be this. Your success is going to depend entirely on that brutally honest self-assessment. You have to have a crystal clear picture of both your technical capabilities and your organizational maturity before you even think about spending a single dollar on this. And that leaves us with one last question, a provocative one I want you to take back to your teams. After everything we've just talked about, from the strategic commitment to the technical guts and the organizational grit, where does your organization truly stand on the path to private cloud AI? Answering that question honestly is your first and your most important step.